pretty much the first board that really like clicked for me that I had made for myself was like a 7.4 Terrapin, which is like the same as this. I mean, this is a 610, I think, but it was the same outline. And so, yeah, that was kind of like my first like model, like quote unquote, I guess. So it's still what I make the most of today, which is pretty rad. And then, yeah, doing them as singles and as twins and doing them as everything kind of, which has been fun. After I made the first one, like I said, it was a 7.4, and it was like, I just realized that I could ride it like every day pretty much. And that was kind of the goal, I guess, was just to make a board that you could just like always have in your car and you could surf anywhere with it, you know, like for the most part, and have fun on it. And so that's kind of like where that board came from, was just like wanting like, you know, a quote unquote like one board, like not quiver, I guess, but just to have like one board that you could just like have always in your car and you could like surf it anywhere or anytime, or, you know, it's not like it gets like huge down here, but like any size kind of thing too. And so that's where that board came from. And then I think obviously that kind of like, you know, resonates with people too, when you're like, you just have like the one board that you can surf all the time kind of thing. And then it kind of just naturally progressed into like making them as twins, you know, just trying them. But I mean, I rode them as singles and made them as singles forever. And then, yeah, a couple years later, like kind of tried them as a twin and was like, oh, this is fun and different. But it's kind of fun, like having a really familiar shape, like, you know, a board that I'd ridden so much as a single and tried it with all kinds of different fins. And then, yeah, it was fun to like try it as a different fin setup, because it was like still had the you know, familiar feelings of like just the way it paddled and everything like that. But then, yeah, it just rides completely different as a twin, obviously. With the fins too, it's like tailored for these boards, so that's kind of fun too, to get to make like a fin specific for a board. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun like progression to make like the same shape for however many years, but like, you know, just like everything, you just hope that it just gets more refined. Been a really like versatile like outline. The smallest one I just made like a 6.0, and then yeah, the biggest one, yeah, I think probably is David's. It's like 9 something. Done them, yeah, singles, twins, tri-fin, quad, bonzer, twinser, I guess pretty much everything. Haven't done a finless one yet, but maybe that's the next step, yeah. Like, I guess that kind of actually came kind of right after, you know, like the original, like the 7.4 Terrapin, and just wanted something like a little bit more, I guess like shortboardy, but yeah, I don't really ride like shortboards, and so that's kind of where this board came from. And this is actually the same, these are like the same dimensions of kind of the first one that I had made for myself, which was like 6.4 and like 20 1/4 and like I think 2.5 or something. But so yeah, that's where this board came from, was just like, I would say like, yeah, a shortboard for people that don't really ride shortboards. And that just came straight from me, because like I didn't ride shortboards, and I was like, oh, I just want something like a little more shreddy, or, you know, if the waves were a little bigger, or something that would be fun to ride. And so that's where this board came from. And it's been great to have Leah riding the boards, and, you know, she's been there for the whole progression of like, yeah, me shaping and making boards and stuff. So she's been great with feedback, you know, telling me like, oh, I don't know, this feels like this, or what if we did this? And, you know, she comes from riding like all sorts of different boards too. So that's like great, because, you know, you kind of get like, yeah, just, you know, different input from her, because she's ridden so many different kinds of boards over the years, and ones that have really clicked with her. And, you know, she's trying to bring elements of that to a certain board or whatever, or just the way that she wants to surf them and stuff. And so yeah, it's been great. I've had a couple, you know, obviously she's been like the #1 test pilot. She's ridden the most of them for sure. I've been very fortunate into, yeah, getting into like being able to work here at Moonlight around a bunch of people, like, you know, some amazing board builders. And yeah, I feel very fortunate to get to come in and like shape every day. And yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else really. Like, you know, if I go surf somewhere and it's just like super busy or whatever, the surf shit, it's like, I always think like, well, at least I have like the shaping room I can always go to. And like, you know, like I just enjoy doing it so much that it's like a nice escape to like get to go, yeah, just be creative and like make stuff. And it's fun. And like, I don't know, hopefully it brings people like joy when they get their board. You know, at the end of the day, like obviously can't take it too seriously. We're making like toys, you know, and because the end goal is for someone to have fun on it. So hopefully I'm gonna have fun while I'm making it too, you know.